But there was something that kept him going, his mission and his memory. His memories were his moral compass, the proof of who he was. From the skinny kid in Brooklyn, to the hero who fought against the Nazis, to the leader of the Avengers, every memory was a brick that made him who he was. However, the super soldier serum had a long-term side effect that no one could have predicted. While the serum protected him from aging by constantly renewing his cells, it was also cleaning the synaptic connections in his brain at an accelerated rate. His brain perceived traumatic and old memories as a threat to efficiency, and was slowly deleting them. Just like a computer deleting old files. At first, it was just little things, forgetting the exact date of a battle, struggling to recall the face of an old comrade in arms. But then larger pieces began to disappear. He couldn't remember the music of his first dance with Peggy. He couldn't picture his mother's face in his mind. Horrified, he scanned his own mind using the technologies of Tony Stark and Shuri. The results confirmed his worst fears. His memory was irreversibly deteriorating, and the memories being erased the fastest were the most emotional ones: love, loss, friendship. All that remained was the mission, strategy, and war. Steve Rogers was slowly being erased, leaving only the soldier identity of Captain America behind. This situation forced him to confront his greatest fear. What if one day he forgot Bucky? What if he couldn't remember the pain he went through as the Winter Soldier, the battle he fought to save him? Bucky was his last living link to the past. If that link were to break, Steve would be completely lost. This fear drove him on an obsessive quest. He had to find a way to save his memory. He searched for secret technologies, mystical objects, and even magical solutions all over the world, but it was all in vain. This was not a war that could be won by fighting. This was a cruel fact of biology. In desperation, he turned to the most dangerous option: Hydra's Winter Soldier program's brainwashing technology. He found the horrific machine they had used to wipe Bucky's mind. His theory was simple. If the machine could erase memories, perhaps with reverse engineering, it could lock them. It could make them safe from the serum's erasing effect. Bucky tried to stop him. "Don't do it, Steve," he pleaded. "That machine, it's hell. It will tear your soul apart." "My soul is already falling apart, Buck," said Steve, with the weariness of a century in his eyes. "If I'm going to live without remembering you, what's the point of living?" He strapped himself into that chair. When the device started, his mind was caught in an electrical storm. His memories flashed before his eyes like a film strip. The streets of Brooklyn, the battlefields, the cold of the ice, Peggy's smile, his friendship with Bucky. The device was digging into the depths of his mind to protect these memories. But something went horribly wrong. Hydra's technology was designed not to preserve memories, but to suppress and distort them. Instead of locking Steve's memories, the device merged them with his greatest trauma, Bucky's transformation into the Winter Soldier. In his mind, the ghost of that empty-eyed assassin settled behind every beautiful memory. While dancing with Peggy, he would see Bucky hitting a target in the background. Behind the memory of his mother hugging him, there was the glint of the Winter Soldier's metal arm. Worst of all, the device shattered his sense of identity. His mind could no longer distinguish between his own memories and Bucky's stolen ones. He was now both Steve Rogers and the Winter Soldier, both hero and assassin, both friend and foe. When the device stopped, the being that rose from the chair was no longer Captain America. His eyes were empty and lost. There was neither pain nor determination on his face, only absolute confusion. Mission, report, target, Rogers, Stephen G. Bucky understood with horror. While trying to save his memory, Steve had turned himself into a Winter Soldier. But his target was not a head of state or a scientist. His target was himself. The hero in his mind was being hunted by the assassin in his mind. After that day, Steve Rogers became a ghost. Sometimes he would appear as Captain America, saving innocents. Other times he would disappear into the shadows, trying to erase the traces of his own past, his own identity. His fate was to remain a soldier lost in time. But now he was trapped not just in one time, but in the broken fragments of his own mind. His greatest battle was against the man he saw in the mirror every day, and he knew he could never win that war because he couldn't even remember who he was fighting for. Captain America was afraid of forgetting his past, and that fear trapped him in the darkest moment of his past. The memories that kept a hero going became his greatest prison. He was no longer a symbol nor a soldier. He was an echo, lost in his own mind. Is a hero's greatest tragedy to lose his memory or to only remember the bad ones? And when a man forgets who he is, what is left? Thank you for watching Hero's Fate. We look forward to reading your thoughts in the comments on this story about identity, memory, and a soldier's most personal battle. We'll see you in the next episode to solve the final knot of another legend's destiny. Farewell.